Happy Friday. Hope you've had a great week, and thanks for tuning in again to on another Friday's 45. Congratulations to all those who answered correctly last week. The answer actually was Ray Parker Jr. He is the one who got sued by Huey Lewis for using the "I Want a New Drug" in a song in Ghostbusters. So we're going to move on to this week's Friday 45, and it's kind of an interesting one. It's got a little story with it. It's also got a couple versions. So what we're going to do this week is I'd like to teach the world to sing. This is by a couple groups. It's by the Hillside Singers, and it's also by the New Seekers. And we're going to talk about a little bit about that as the story goes on. So it actually is a song that was the melody was actually written before the lyrics to the song. It was written by Roger Cook and Roger Greenaway, two British songwriters, and they wrote this song. And Susan Shirley sang it, and it under the name "True Love and Apple Pie." This song didn't go very far in the charts, but the story goes early in 1971, a group of McCann Erickson um, um, businessmen who work for the ad agency are flying over to Europe, and they're trying to get into London, and it's foggy, so they had a layover in Shannon, Ireland. And while they're there, they're kind of upset when they had to have this layover. But the next morning, Bill Backer looks around and he sees all these executives enjoying a Coke, and they're in better spirits. So he writes on a napkin, "I'd like to buy the world of Coke." He kind of keeps it, and he shares the idea with a guy named Billy Davis and Roger Cook, who has experience with writing lyrics, and they're like, this sounds great. So they start writing this song. But one of these writers I want to talk about just a little bit, Billy Davis. Billy Davis he's had his start in Detroit, so this guy's got a lot of experience writing. He actually worked with Berry Gordy at Motown Records. He got his start with a group called the Four Ames, was a rendition of the Four, it turned into the Four Tops. He worked with Berry Gordy in the 50s, writing songs for like Jackie Wilson. He wrote Lonely Teardrops. And eventually he moved over to Chess Records. So again, he's working with a legend. He's working with Leonard Chess. He's working with acts like Etta James, the Dells, and even Fontella Bass, who gives Billy Davis credit for helping produce "Rescue Me," and he actually got really involved in the A&R department over there at Chess Records. But by 1968, he makes his way out to New York into the McCann Erickson agency, and there he is. And by 71, he's in a layover with these guys, and they're going to develop this idea into a jingle. So they quickly create this radio jingle. They get a group over there in London, the New Seekers, to record this radio jingle, and by February 1971, it's on the radio. Now, the bottling companies aren't really overly impressed with this song, but and speaking of the radio jingle, here it is. Here's a copy of it by the New Seekers. The bottling companies aren't real impressed with it, but the DJs keep saying people are asking to request this song. So Bill Backer's like, "Hey, we need to take this song and we need to cash in on it, and we need to make a television commercial." So he convinces Coca-Cola, he convinces the ad agency and everyone. He's like, "We got to invest like $250,000, and we can create this. And here's my idea, Hillside, and we're gonna film it in just outside of Rome." Manziana, Rome, or outside of Rome, and we're going to film all these different people from different cultures coming together and sharing Coke. So they do that, and so the first time they tried to film it, it rained, but then they got it filmed, and so everyone loved this song, and they loved seeing it on TV. They wanted to hear more, so they were like, "Let's turn this into a real song." So they took the Coca-Cola lyrics out and they put in, I'd like to teach the world to sing, and they put more lyrics in. The Hillside Singers sing it first because the New Seekers were a little too busy to record it. The Hillside Singers had some success with it, but it really hit success. It hit number 3 in the UK and number 7 in the US by the end of the year, and Coca-Cola was off and running. Now, there's been many renditions of this song throughout the years. In 1977, they made the holiday one. They added the commercial with the candles. So every time I hear this song, whether it's the Coke version or if it's "I Like to Teach the World to Sing," you're always thinking of that Coca-Cola commercial, especially if you're my age or around that age. And even through the 2000s, they played this song and used this song in commercials. Actually, speaking of Billy Davis, Billy Davis also produced "It's the Real Thing." All those the ones we know, all those songs we know and remember were produced by Billy Davis. The Mean Joe Green commercial, that was also produced by Billy Davis and written by Billy Davis. Have a Coke and a Smile, that's what that one was. So this guy had his hands in a lot, but really cool that I own the radio version, which is a 60-second version. There's two sides. They got this side. They got "I Like to Buy the World a Coke." And then they also have a little bit of Sunshine and "It's the Real Thing" on the other side. So this was kind of a Coca-Cola record that they sent out, which I think is pretty cool. But here's my question this week. My question is, um, what what show? Now I watch a lot of TV. What television series used this song at the very end of the very last episode of the series? What television series ended its entire series with this song? I hope you've had a great Friday, and it's been fun talking about this week. And so I hope you have a great week, and I will see you on the flip side.